Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats because the people of Iran are rising up like a tidal wave, and no regime can drown out the voice of the majority without sinking itself. That's right. When the masses say enough, history shows the rulers better listen or they will get swept away. We are talking about a fight for freedom that's got the world on edge. Will the Iranian people finally break free, or will the mullahs crush them again? But here is the truth bomb. You can't rule by fear forever. The majority carries the vote, even if there is no real democracy. Stick with me as I break down what sparked this fire, how it's raging now, what Trump is rolling about, and why examples from Venezuela and Nigeria proves the people always win in the end. I will throw in some jaw-dropping clips to back it up, and by the close of it, I will hit you with some questions that we'll have to type in the comment section. Let's dive in quickly. First, what lit this explosive fuse? It kicked off around late December last year, 2025, when Iran's economy hit rock bottom. Their currency, the real, tanked hard from about 49,000 to a euro to over $1 million in 1 week. Food prices skyrocketed, businesses shut down, and strike ripped through the markets like Tehran's bazaar. Blame it on the years of brutal US sanctions, a messy short war with Israel that wrecked everything more. Water shortage turning farms to dust, and leaders who bungled it all. People hit the streets yelling about jobs and bread. But it flipped fast to death to dictator, aiming straight at the supreme leader Khamenei and the whole religious regime. This isn't just anger, it's a cry for real change, for freedom from a system that squeezed the life out of them for decades. The people are the majority here, and they are done being ruled by force. They don't want anymore. Wait till you hear how it's unfolding now. As of today, January 2026, January 10, these protests are full-blown uprising across Iran. Over 100 cities from Tehran to Mashhad and beyond, with crowd clashing in the streets. The death toll is heartbreaking, at least 78 to 200 killed by security forces, thousands arrested, and internet blackout hiding the worst. They are firing live rounds, lobbing tear gas, even using drones to track guys who are out there protesting. But the people aren't backing down. They are touching police stations, banks, regime symbols, with women leading the charges, ripping off their hijabs in defiance. Some security forces are hesitant, and the army is vowing to defend national interest. This is where it gets interesting, because if army gets involved, which could mean flipping side. Exiled voices like Reza Pahlavi, people are calling on the troops to join the protest. This feels like tipping point. The regime is cracking under the weight of its own people. You can't crush the ones you intend to rule. It's not possible. It will backfire every time. Let me prove it to you with a clip. Check this from CNN on the spreading protests and mounting deaths. You see that energy? That's the majority rising. Now, ramping up the drama, President Trump, back in Oval Office, is blasting warnings that could change everything. He's tweeting fire, calling the protesters heroes, and telling Iran, don't use lethal force, or we will make you regret it. He's got the military locked and loaded, briefing on strike if the killings ramp up. One of his killer quotes says, if they start slaughtering their own, we will respond in kind. Imagine Trump responding in kind. Iran's bosses are snarling back, labeling protesters as terrorists and threatening hangings. But Trump's pressure might be why the crackdown isn't full throttle yet. Is he about to step in? You can answer for yourself. The whole region is holding its breath. This could spark bigger chaos. but it shows world leaders knows siding against the people is a losing bet. Here is an evidence of a Washington Post clip where Trump is considering a military action against the regime. Boom! The tension is real. But let me zoom out for a bigger picture, because Iran's story echoes others where the people triumph over tyrants. Take Venezuela as example. Although it's not a real democracy there either, just like Iran, for years, President Maduro ruled with an iron fist, crushing dissent amid economic ruin. But flash to early January 2026, US forces swooped in, abducted him in a bold raid, and now he's in New York facing drug charges, pleading not guilty and crying kidnapping. While some are angry or scared, masses of Venezuelans, especially the oppositions who have suffered hyperinflation, shortages, and rigged elections, they are rejoicing in the streets. Finally, the dictator is gone. An interim leader is sworn in, and people are celebrating the end of his grip. It's proof when the majority rises, even outside forces can tip the scale, and you can't crush the people forever without paying the price. To back it up, look at a clip of Maduro's court appearance in New York. You see how the people's long fight led to this? Now shedding some light on my home turf, Nigeria, where the people know this pain too well. Remember the NSAS protests back in 2020? Young guys rose up against police brutality, demanding an end to rogue SARS units that harassed, extorted, and killed. It started peacefully, but the government turned leather. Soldiers opened fire at Lekki Tollgate, killing at least 12 on instant, with dozens more dying nationwide. Arrests, cover-ups, no real justice. Even 5 years later, now 6 years later, families are still waiting for accountabilities. But here is a message to Nigerian leaders today. If the people rise again, because I think they might, with the rising cost and inequality, do not repeat the horror. Don't kill your citizens for speaking out. Listen to the majority, because Trump is watching and seeing and might intervene. Reform or face the same fate as others. The people you intend to rule are your strength, not your enemy. Encourage dialogues, not bullets. That's how you build a real future. Now, this is a clip of what happened during NSAS in 2020. It's heart-wrenching, right? Yeah. Wrapping this up, guys, Iran is on the brink, with the people powering through its bullets and blackouts. Venezuela shows dictators can fall fast, and Nigeria reminds us violence against protesters backfires. The majority always carries the votes. Crush them and you crush your own rule. This could be Iran's turning point. Inspired by these stories, will the regime fold or will the world step in? That's a 1 billion question. Now you tell me, guys, are you with the people? Do you support the government? Should the government everywhere fear the masses rising or embrace change? Drop your takes below. Like if you are fired up. Subscribe for more truth bombs. Thank you for the ride. Stay empowered out there.